Good morning, everybody. I'm hopping on for our weekly live tour. We are in the midst of our winter scrappy camp and it is travel themed. I'm just filling everybody in case you're finding this on YouTube. And we have a travel theme, which we're taking tours of different challenges. So we are touring 6.2 today. So we're going to be creating this layout from the Creative Memories blog. If you are on, please say hello. I'd love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, if you watch us later, go ahead and say replay. That way I know you saw it. I'm just getting on here, making sure we're good. It looks like I'm good. I'm going to try to watch comments today, so if you guys comment as I go, I will try to watch those. Otherwise, my internet sometimes doesn't work all that great up here, so it doesn't update until after, which is always fun. We're going to try to hang in there today. So I am using a ton of scraps. I have all these scraps from like all my Tropically collections. I'm obviously going to weed through these a little bit and show you my process there. I am continuing on with our Disney trip and we got Dole Whip, and so I'm doing a Dole Whip page, which I think is hilarious. And then I have a random Columbia Harbor House picture to throw in there. So it's kind of a foodie page focused on adult because I have this one picture. I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to make a whole page for this. So yeah, so that will be on this page here. And you know, obviously Tropically Dole Whip works. And for this one you need a ton of scraps. So I literally went through my file of tropical themes and pulled out all the scraps, not all of them, but a lot of the longer scraps, just to like show you guys what I'm doing there. And then you'll see in this layout, there's certain size we need. So I'll show you kind of how I weed through those. And another thing I wanted to let you guys are the first ones to know in this group. I am doing a National Scrapbook Day crop, and that's going to be May 2 and 3. It's going to be like a Friday evening and a Saturday during the day. So I just wanted you to have that on your radar. That way you can put it on your calendar. I'll have details out soon, but please save the date. I'd love to have you there for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to celebrate scrapbooking, which is going to be really cool. So add that to your calendar and keep an eye out for details, but I'd love to have you guys there. It'll be in Scottsville, so if you're not from around here, if you want to come up, that would be great, or come down depending where you're from. So I'd love to have you guys. So all right. But we're going to get started here. I'm going to also teach you guys, if you've never done it before, to gut paper, just because as you can see, there's these two layers here. There is like this bottom layer and then this top layer that we're going to kind of build on. So I'm going to teach you guys that today as well. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. I did find the sketch of this, which is awesome. So it has the measurements on there. I always love when I find the sketch with measurements, just because I don't like math. So if it just tells me, that's great. Or if I, have to read it, it's a little harder for me. I was never a word problem girly. Like, I hated word problems and like trying to figure out what number to plug where. So same is still true as an adult, I suppose. So we're just gonna go through each step here. It says use a kibble paper for the base of this layout, and I'm pretty sure that's their brown here. We're just gonna use canary cardstock because it goes well with a lot of the tropical collections. And I mean, Dole Whip, duh, it's, pineapple Dole Whip's yellow, and that color is almost spot on. So we're gonna go yellow on this one. And then I'm also gonna use this paper to map my photos. So I'm gonna show you how to gut it so you're not like, because we're gonna cover this and we're going to cover a majority of this paper, and I feel like that's such a waste. Unless it's a paper I know I'm not going to really use again, or it's one I'm like, oh good, I'm getting rid of this paper, I usually gut the bottom one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. And if you have the Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer, that is literally the best one for this. I haven't tried it on other trimmers, but I love how this trimmer is set up just to do this for even. It's really awesome. So we're going to look ahead to our top paper is going to be 11.5 by 11.5. So we know our frame is going to be like a 1/4 inch all the way around. Meaning we have a lot of room here. So I usually do about 1 inch just to be safe, because you do need some sort of a base to adhere your top piece on. You don't want to like do a 1/4 inch and then be like, oh, I got to have this in the middle now. So we're going to go ahead and go at 1 inch. So what you're going to do is take your bottom paper, line up at that 1 inch mark. I usually go on this side because it's much easier. And then, oops, I keep scooting it wrong. There we go. My sleeve keeps hitting it, I think. It's cold. And then if you have the seam trimmer, oops, there I was shifting it again. Sorry about that. My fingers are cold, so it's hard to grab things. There is this white line on the side of the housing right here, and so you're going to scoot that to the 1 inch mark. And this is fairly accurate. For me, it's a little past that just because the blade's a little longer, I think, but this is roughly the correct place for that 1 inch mark. So there's a little ruler under here that you'll see all the measurements on here. You're going to make sure this little white piece way under there is lined up on 1 inch. And another helpful tip, the line here to the edge of the casing there is 1 inch. Sam did that on purpose, so that way when you're moving your housing, you know, oh, okay, wherever I stop, like say I stop at the 11 inch mark for the front of my housing, that white line's on the 10. So that way you kind of can visualize. It's not like 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. So just so you know, that is a very helpful tip I learned. Sorry, I just realized I might be out of the frame here. So yeah, you're going to use this white line and line it up under 1 inch. So make sure, you know, again, you're on the 1 inch mark, and then you're going to start the cut at the 1 inch here, meaning you're not going to start your blade up here. You're going to start it down on 1 inch based on that white mark. And then since we're going to leave 1 inch frame, you're going to stop the white mark at the 11. So I like to put my head down here and kind of watch, and I'll even aim past that 1 inch mark up here and then try to stop before the 11 inch, because I can always go back and trim with scissors. So we're about right there. And as you can see, the edge of my housing is almost right at the 12. So that 1 inch mark there between the line and the edge of the housing is perfect because I know where I'm stopping, right? Now we're going to take that, we have our first cut, we're going to turn it, and we're going to line it up again on the 1 inch again this way. So it's like we're repeating what we're doing. And then we're going to go back up, just keep repeating to that 1 inch mark again. And it's a little better this time because you can see the white line with your cut here as well. So you don't have to quite get as far under there and look. I still do because I like to be accurate. And I even push it a little bit ahead of it because, again, if it's stuck in the corner, we can always go back with scissors. And if you overshoot it, it's okay too, because it's not that pertinent. We know we're going to have our 1/4 inch frame, you know, so that's why we give it a little bit of leeway, stopping it at the 11. And again, like I have that corner still stuck, but that's okay. That means it's not going to be flying around while I'm turning it. And we're going to turn again, and we're going to repeat. So it's going to keep going round and round. And you can do this with any size frame you need to make. If you need a 1/2 inch frame, I always err on the 1 inch wide side, just because I like to have that extra cushion there to adhere on. So mine's a little wider than you might want to take the risk and do a 1/2 inch all the way around, and that's fine too. I just know I can still mat with this, so I'm still saving paper. And again, like say you go a little beyond the cut, you're like, oops, I went way past. It's okay, because that frame is going to be covered for the most part. It's like, see, I kind of purposely did that way past this mark, and that's okay. And this one actually hit it. So once I trim that, even though if that shows, it's going to blend right in. So don't worry about it if you go beyond the mark. Now, if you cut all the way through, you might have to do a little damage control there. And when you adhere it down, you just make sure your lines are together. But you can still salvage it, no worries. I'm going to get my scissors now. And I should have gotten my micro tip, sorry. They're hiding up here somewhere. They fell in my bag. There we go. I like the micro tips better for this kind of thing because they have more of a narrow cut on them. You can really get into that narrow cut. So there we go. And again, this is all going to get covered, so it's not a perfect cut. Don't worry about it. Oops. My bag is getting in the way here. All right. And just go around and cut where it didn't go all the way through. It's no big deal. So frames are actually pretty easy. I can fly through these typically just because I do them all the time now. At first, yeah, I was super careful, and I do still make mistakes when I go too fast. So even when I do, though, I can usually salvage it, so don't worry. So yeah, I'm gonna use this to mat with next. So we have our frame here. So this is gonna be kind of their brown around there. And we're gonna take our next paper, step 2. Theirs is a light blue, ours is gonna be the blue Monstera leaves. This is actually a piece from Sun Soaked, which I bought mostly because I love this bird paper. I should just show you guys the layout. I used this bird paper, it's right here, the other day to catch up on some of my virtual crop stuff. My page is coming up. And so I made the Enchanted Tiki room out of it, and I love it. I love how this turned out. It's so bright and cheerful. And I saw the back of this, and I'm like, oh, that'll work for my next page too. So just wanted to show you guys, this is a sun-soaked base here. I think the rest is from various tropical collections. That's kind of what I'm doing here as well. But I wanted to show you guys that because I love it, and I haven't had a chance to show it off. I just kind of did it for my own fun. It wasn't for really a challenge or anything, so I didn't really post it anywhere. All right, so our next sheet, this top sheet here, is going to be 11.5 by 11.5. So we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of one side, and we're going to turn and cut a 1/2 inch off the other side. This first line here is your 1/2 inch. So we're going to go ahead and cut a 1/2 inch off there, turn it once, and then we're going to cut another 1/2 inch off here. And I tend to always, when I cut, I push toward where the paper's butting up against. Now, if I was butting it up against here, I'd push down. There's no, I mean, you do what you want to do, but that just seems to be my tendency. So, just so you know, that's kind of another little tip I like to give. All right, I have all these scraps under here. I'm gonna move them. All right, and then I like to use, oh shoot, what did I do with it? I like to use my mini tape runner for frames. This one's a little wider, so I could probably get away. Yeah, I could get away with a normal tape runner, but sometimes when it's really narrow of a frame or my piece of paper is a little smaller and I don't have much lip there to work with, I like to use the mini tape runner for that because it's very small and narrow, and you can just kind of hug it really close. I like to do corners really good to the edge. But for this one, you know, depending on how wide your frame is, I'm pretty sure this would be okay too. So I just like to use a mini for this because then I feel like, oh, I'm finally going to use my mini tape runner. I use mini tape runner too for a lot of the smaller embellishments. So like say you have this teeny tiny little embellishment and you're like, I could use Repo, but you know, a mini tape runner would cover that fine too. I use it for that, but a lot of times I'll use it for a frame like this, because then I know all my tape runner's hugging close to that lip and it's not going to show beyond this piece of paper. So if you need more, you can always go back and redo the corners, you know, if it's really sticking up on you. All right, so there we go. So if you haven't tried mini tape runner, I recommend it, especially for frames like this or really narrow things you need to cover. This is a great layout example for that because we're going to use a lot of strips too. All right, so next we're going to cut a variety of papers, and as you can see I have all my scraps over here. They need to be 4-inch long and 1-inch wide. So this is a point where I look at all my scraps and I go, okay, I probably can't get 1 inch wide out of this, right? So I'm gonna kind of weed out things. I wanted to show you guys this process. I almost did it ahead of time, but I was like, oh, people are always wondering how to use scraps up. So like I'm gonna go through it. I'm like, okay, yeah, these I can't get 1 inch out of. This one would be close, but I don't think it is either. That's like a 1/2 inch. So no, this is too narrow. So I like to hold my strips. Obviously this one's gonna work. And I look at my mat here. Oops, again, my sleeve. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can get a couple out of that one, and I can use both sides, you know, if I really want to. This one's obviously good. I can look at this one and go, oh yeah, it's 4 inches, right? Yep, it's 4 inches long, so we're good. And I just kind of weed out what I want. I might, like, toward the end, I'd be like, okay, I have a ton of these little suns, so I'm gonna, actually, I think those are flowers, I can't really tell. So I don't need this many, so I'll set them aside. Do like that side too. Now we have this strip here, which is going to be close. It is 1 inch wide. Is it 4 long? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is. So I could get a 1x4 out of this. This obviously I cannot. This is going to be too narrow. So I just kind of go through, and like these weird squiggly pieces too, I'll kind of hold them up there, and I'm like, all right, well, I know I can get an inch, but can I carry that through 1, 2, 3, 4? Can I carry that all the way up here? And yes, I probably could. So I am gonna set this one aside. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm sorry. That's obviously gonna work fine. So a lot of times I will just take it, that's 4, and I will just make sure things, that's an inch. And then I have all these like weird pieces. I'm like, do I even keep this? I don't know, but it keeps going back in, and eventually I'll probably clean it out. And then I have like this one, which is super funny. It's one I cut a circle out of. And I might look at these little strips and I'm like, all right, well, they're not quite an inch for one of the little strips, you know. I do like the paper, so I probably won't use that one. So I'm just gonna kind of go through, like I said, I'm not gonna do all these. I'm probably gonna just pick out a few other colors here. That one will work. I was hanging onto this paper like gold because it's from Puerto Vallarta. I earned it last year when I earned the escape to Mexico, and I'm like, I can't get any more, so I've been like hoarding it. It's so funny. That one, see, is gonna get cut off at 1 inch there, so probably not this one. We do like those little suns and those little trees though. Again, that's too narrow. I do want to get different colors involved here. I love this paper. This is another Puerto Vallarta Escape to Paradise collection. And I had this circle as well. I really screwed up this layout that I was doing, and so I was like, ah, you know, so I hung on to things. I don't know if I want to use that. It just seems too complicated. I'm going to use that. It would be fun to mix in some leaves, but we'll see. I'll set it aside for now. That's fine. Oh, this one's different. Maybe I'll hold that one. I might already have one of those, but just in case. I have my little palm tree I punched for now. I'll probably throw him out because he's a little bent up now. Oh, goodness. Is that 4 inches? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that one would work. I try to use up the smaller scraps first just because I know those are the ones that linger forever in the bottom of my stuff. So I have these to work with, and we are going to cut these down. We need 12 of them, right? So you can kind of layer them up at first and see like which ones you want to use, you know, as well. I want kind of a variety of colors going on here in tropical. I love these pinks. I love this, obviously. I think I want my lines to go more this way, so I'll probably throw that one aside. All right, I'm going to play with this one first because I could make it work, and I want to show you guys why I came to that conclusion. So I'm going to line this up on my 1 inch, and I could cut it by 4 first, but and the little strips are a little tricky, obviously. Sometimes what I do, and this is up to you if you want to do this, I will take a piece of Repositional and I will stick it on there. And that sounds crazy, I'm sure, but Repositional rubs right off. As long as you do it right away, don't leave it on there too long. And then I know that's not going to move. So, another hot tip that I've picked up lately, use some Repositional to hold your strip or whatever tiny piece you're trying to hold on your trimmer. And then I'm going to turn it again. I don't think I need that anymore, so I'm going to rub off that Repositional before it stains your trimmer. Because Repositional will move, but it does become permanent. As you can see on my mats here, I have little dots on here. So it's one that will become permanent, so make sure you rub it off right away. So it's a great thing to use. See, again, it's stuck on there. But make sure you rub it off. So there's one strip right there. Look at that. So this one I probably can't make work anymore, but at least I got one of these little burlappy ones, which is fun. I like to throw some muted colors in to help offset the crazy, you know. I like that yellow too. I do know I want one of these for sure. So again, you know, you could use a Repositional trick, or if you think you can hold it. Actually, I think I cut that side before. So we're just going to repeat this for 12 pieces. And this is the tedious part of this layout, honestly. Just making sure you have all your pieces, and I kind of want different colors. So this is like, I missed out on some of the pinks, and so I'll probably do this again. This one's going to be a little bit tedious as well. Now, if you don't want to use repositional, just try to hang on with and go really slow, right? So I should have cut it the other way. That's okay. All right. So yeah, if you don't want to stick it on your trimmer, just go slow and hold it as best as you can. There's another 4. Except that was a side now. I don't think I'll keep that one. All right. I want some of this pink. Which way here? Just trying to decide. Oh, that's almost 4 actually. I'm gonna cut 1 inch. Sorry if you guys keep seeing the top of my head. All right, 4. That's perfect. All right. And if some of your pieces are a little longer than 4, I don't think it's a big deal. Just because we're layering them kind of, as you can see, we're like kind of jutting them around. So if they're a little longer, it's not really gonna matter. There's a lot of grace in this layout, so I love that paper. So you probably don't need to worry about it too much. I'm gonna cut it this way. And then we're gonna cut it into inches. There's 1, 2, okay. Could do a third, but make sure how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, we're only halfway. Sorry, I feel like I'm dragging this out, you guys. This one was an inch, right? Oh, maybe not. I don't think that one's an inch quite. Somehow it made the process here. Oh, it's about an inch. It's fine. It's exactly an inch. It's also blue, just like this paper, so I'm going to use the other side of it. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. Is this one an inch? I feel like I didn't weed very well. Okay. I'm going to use this one. Whether I use whichever side, I don't know. I like this green. And hopefully in doing this, you'll be able to use up some scraps that you have lying around or in the bottom of your collections or whatever. Get rid of that one. I don't think I've used this one yet either, which this one's really cool too. I love tropical collections. Sometimes I wish I lived in a more of a tropical place because they're just so fun and I don't use them enough. I mean, it's an excuse to plan, you know, a vacation somewhere, right? So when I do get to use them, I get super excited and I love all of them. Like, I need to use them all. So, I don't know, is this an inch still? I like both sides. Nope, not quite. Okay, I do have another piece if I really want to pursue that, but ooh, I like these leaves. I'm gonna use these leaves too. Actually, maybe not, because I changed my mind. Let's see. And then I have these wonky pieces because, you know, I mat out of my paper. So I like to use these up too. So I'm gonna cut it 4. Oops. And again at 1. I'll count again here in a second, see how many I have. There you go. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 1 more. All right. See, did I just do that piece? I did. I could do another yellow. I think I'll just do another yellow. Okay. And that will use up that piece for me. Perfect. All right, so we have all of our pieces now. I could always mat on something like this too, if I really want to, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're done with that process. And then it says stagger along the left side of the cardstock as shown. Oh, I wonder. Cut a piece of adhere to the layout. Cut a variety. Oh, let's talk about the cardstock, their base. I was like, you're supposed to cut a piece of, okay. I thought maybe there was a base piece of cardstock for this, but no, there's not. I got confused for a second. And again, I think this one's a little, yeah, see, I cut that one a little wider, but that's okay because we're gonna layer anyway. So if some of them are different size and it doesn't bother you, you can still use them. It's not a big deal. Okay. So this layout is a little bit tedious just because of all the little cutting and You have to kind of layer them. Now obviously these are an inch wide, so we are overlapping a little bit because this is not a full 12. We have 12 pieces, but this is only 11 and a half. So, and we're not going, oh, you're going all the way to the top. It's funny because on the sketch it goes all the way to the top. Over here it does not. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do. You can kind of put them underneath or on top. Do various ones. I like to kind of lay it out first and make sure I like it. But again, this is such a random sort of layout that I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot how it's going to go. So just going to kind of stagger it up. I can like to like alternate too, like under, over, stick it under again, just because I like to mix it up. Oh, which side? I like this side more. Mine are not going to reach all the way to the top, and that's okay. I don't think I want them to. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. I might swap. There's a lot of pink happening on this end here. Swap a few of these. Oh, there's a lot of yellow now. Hold on. I'll do this more. I think I'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to gently kind of shift these. And then you can use Repositional if you want. I'll probably just go straight tape runner here in a second. Just because I'm fine with however it goes. I like how it looks. But if you're uncomfortable, go ahead and use the Repositional. So you can move things around if you want. You can get as crazy as you want with your juts here. Again, I want to make sure I tuck a few too, because otherwise they're all going to just be on top. It's going to look like a ladder, but that's okay. I like to mix it up, so. This one I'll put, shifted this way more. I like that yellow too, but I have a lot of yellow going on. Let's see. I tuck this one. It's almost like I'm building a staircase in a way. It's kind of fun. I like layouts that use up scraps just because I feel like I'm using up more of my collections that way. Yeah, it justifies buying more, right? Girl math, you know, that's how we roll. Oops. Okay. There we go. I like it. Kind of went wonky, but it's all right. All right. So next up, we're going to do our photos in mats. So cut a mat from the orange wavy string paper to measure this. My pictures are not 6 inches long or wide, so I usually cut mats based on the picture. And I could use the yellow I gutted, or I have this option too, which looks very lovely with that Dole Whip. I might do that one for this one. And then go back. I have this yellow as well. Or I can go back to my scraps and see what I have going on over here. A lot of times I like to trim down my photos first, just to see what fits where. So we're gonna trim our photos to, where is it? Cut to kibble. Does it say what we're trimming our photos to? No, I'm just gonna look here. They're 3x4. This is why I like to sketch this, because I'm like, oh, there's so many numbers. Okay, so we're gonna trim these to 3x4, meaning 3. Whenever you see a number, by the way, the first number is always the long way, like the horizontal way. There we go. I was like, what's the word? And then the second number is always the vertical measurement. So first way is horizontal. So we're gonna go 3. Obviously, I want my full Dole Whip in there. And by 4. Just This one was not hard at all to trim down. So this was like one of the best Dole Whips I ever had, by the way. I was sold out on pineapple Dole Whip. Now, if you've had Dole Whip, tell me your favorite flavor in the comments. I'd be curious. I was sold out, like, pineapple's the only way, and then I like lemon, you know, because I love lemon things. But then I tried coconut, and I was like, hey, I don't know, I'm not a huge, like, I like coconut, but I'm not, like, huge coconut fan. And oh my word, you guys, it is my new favorite. It was like the creaminess, and I dream about that coconut Dole Whip. It's so funny. I tell my husband all the time, like, can you just run to Disney for me and get me some coconut Dole Whip? So he's just like, haha, you know. All right, perfect. So I think I do want to use this yellow here. Debating if I want to use yellow here too, because there's a lot of yellow happening here. Let's see, what do I have going on? Also, I have this random piece of red. It might help with this little, I think I like the red there actually. There's this red here too. On the other side, oh, we have waves. Let's see, what else do we have? I have all these scraps to use. Might as well, I like the pink too, that's really pretty. I could always keep the pink away from there, or I can, you know, shift them around. It's fine. I like the pink here. I also have this random blue, which maybe it'll be... I like different colors. I know on here they have the same colors here, but I like to use different colors. I might go with that blue. I kind of like the blue. All right. Look at that. I have all my mats from scraps. I love it. All right, can I fit it this way? Nope. So you could cut the size here if you wanted to cut your mats first. I do mine weird. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 are your small mats. So you can go ahead and do that. I like to just stick them on there and cut around them because I'm weird. Because I hate measuring. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's awful. So funny. Let's go up here actually. Let's see. So, again, I could also look at the 3 1/4 and make sure. Alright, yeah, look at that. Sometimes that's easier, right? Especially those photos that I have that are not the full 4 by 6 and the measurements are different on there. I tend to just, you know, stick on the photo and cut it. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. I know it's 4 1/4, so 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. There we go. Alright, and I'm gonna stick this on here. Just trying to watch my time too. I don't have a clock in front of me. Okay, it's 10:30. We're good. Hopefully you guys aren't commenting because I have nothing coming through, and if you are, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it now. The internet up here is sketch, so yes, for these ones I literally will stick, see, I shouldn't do it on top here because I can't find the liner. Alright, I will just stick the photo on and literally trim it. That's how I mat, and this one was really easy because the mat was already half done for me. It's nice when the sizes are all the same. Alright, so now I have all my photos and mats done. Woohoo! So we can go ahead and adhere these onto our page. And I kind of look at here, I like these border stickers. I'm probably going to find something to put there. So I'm going to go ahead. I can remember this photo is shorter than what's pictured, so I'm going to kind of put my other pictures on here too and kind of base it around those. Perfect. All right, I want this one on this side. Oh, I might have gone too far on that one. Let's see. Yep, I did. Oops. I'm going to go a little closer to this edge here. Yeah, it's funny how the mats add so much. My goodness. So much. Gotta scoot this one over now. See, maybe I should have used Repositional. That's funny. I don't really want it on top of this. So, you know what? I have this tool that I love called the multi-purpose tool. I should probably use it more, and it's great for peeling up pieces of paper or stickers that you're like, oops, I don't want that there. But it works more immediately. It's probably not going to work, you know, a week from now as well. You could try it. See, but I don't want to like that either. And I have a little adhesive stuck on there. I'm just going to peel that up. There we go. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, no, don't. Okay. Not going to line up with that anymore, but that's okay. Oops. I have a piece of adhesive stuck there. My goodness, the adhesive went wild. There we go. Okay. I'm just abusing my page before I finish it. Oh my goodness, why is that so wide? I think they started their border a little closer to the edge too. Boy, all right. We went to awry a little bit here. That's okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this one on first. Then I'll know how far that one needs to go. This one we know can go all the way to the corner here. And then that'll work. All right. Oops. Perfect. Clean off my multi-purpose tool. It's an oldie but a goodie, I swear by them. All right. Now, looks like we're past those. All right, so now we're going to decorate a little bit on our fun little border here. I have all my stickers and decide what scraps I'm going to pitch here. All right. There we go. So on here they use like different like border stickers and embellishments. So I have all of these tropical stickers and embellishments I dug up, and I'll stick them on here. I could do a title that is says like Dole Whip or something on my Cricut, but I mean I'm gonna journal, so I think for this particular page I don't really need a title that says Dole Whip. I'm gonna talk about it in my journaling, and kind of say like, oh my gosh, I love the coconut, and you know, I found I love coconut the most, and things like, it's funny because I just told my husband like, hey, while we wait in line for this ride, can you go grab some Dole Whip? That'd be great. And he's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, just surprise me, I don't care. And so he brought back that, and I'm like, oh, coconut, okay. And oh my word, it's the best thing. I could talk about it all day. So I think I'm just gonna do a title with a sticker somewhere on here, and I like to look at this, and it suggests, you know, put your title right here. So you can do that if you want, or you can put it wherever you like it. I like to go by the guide because sometimes I don't always know where to put embellishments and titles. So I also have these borders to do here, and I like these little dots. So I think I'm going to use those green dots to be my border, or I have these suns that I also like, which are fun and cheery. I think I like the dots more because there's a lot going on, and the dots are a little more subtle. So let's see. I said these suns, but I think we're gonna go green dots here, or pink. Pink might be cute. I think I'll go pink. I think I'll go pink actually. I'm so indecisive. It's so funny. It's frustrating and funny at the same time. All right. So what you're gonna do here is kind of stick your sticker on very carefully, and then again you're going to want your micro tip scissors. I should have left them out. And I'm going to keep holding on to this so it doesn't stick down where it's not supposed to. And I'm going to cut right on the edge of our top layer there to cut that one off. Oops, something got stuck on there from the last project. All right. My goodness, there's like a sticker or something. And then you're going to take the rest of it. I think they just used a whole sticker there, and you're going to stick it like right next to it, like so. I think that's super cute. Nice. Put these away so I don't stab myself on them. All right, so we got our border done. I could add, you know, some of these in between here. I could add some little suns or whatever on here. There's also, I like the pineapples. I might go pineapples because obviously we had a pineapple Dole Whip in the mix. And I mean, when you say Dole Whip, you think pineapple. I'm just gonna be honest. I like these titles, like My Kind of Paradise and This Is a Life. Yeah, we felt like we're living good when we're eating those. I also like these little titles. Hashtag Good Life, Happy Place. Let's see, there's some like beach views. Obviously we're not at the beach here, so those won't really apply. I have like just little stickers left on here I could mix in. That's the beauty of using like all these different tropical papers, like all these stickers kind of go with it. And so like they're all gonna match. I don't really use these a whole lot. I think these are from an older collection. So I don't know. I don't really like those here, so I'm gonna set those aside. And then I of course have all of my embellishments. Yay! So I might look through those as well. I don't like to keep you guys on while I sort through all these because it's just very tedious. And then I just show you the finished product. But I'm probably going to use the title from my stickers here and then, you know, embellish a little bit, and then I will be done with my page. So I'll probably cut you guys loose though for now. That way you don't have to hang with me while I go through that tedious process of my indecisiveness. But again, remember to save the date for May 2 and 3 for my National Scrapbook Day. I would love to have you there. It's going to be a Friday night, Saturday all day. So just remember to put that in your calendar. I'd love to have you. So I'll have more details out about that soon, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So pretty excited. But I'm going to sign off. I will share my page later in my original post, so be on the lookout. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to holler questions at me. Take care, you all.